Have you ever wondered what folks used to slap between two slices of bread when money was tight, but flavor was still king? What happened to the sandwiches that fed steel workers, field hands, and factory folks? The ones made with grit, love, and whatever was in the pantry? These weren't fancy deli stacks. They were survival meals, passed down from elders who knew how to make something out of nothing. Butter and sugar, mashed potatoes, even Spam and pineapple. Yeah, you heard that right. These sandwiches told stories, sparked memories, and filled bellies with pride. So if you're ready to taste the past and honor the hustle, hit that like button, share this with someone who remembers, and drop a comment with your own sandwich story. And don't forget to subscribe. We're serving up 10 forgotten classics, one bite at a time. Number 1, butter and sugar sandwiches. You ever bite into something so simple it made you feel rich? That's what a butter and sugar sandwich was. 2 slices of white bread, a swipe of real butter, and a sprinkle of sugar that turned struggle into sweetness. This wasn't just a snack. It was a working man's treat, a kid's breakfast, a mama's way of saying, "I got you," when the fridge was looking empty. Elders remember sitting on the porch, holding that sandwich like it was gold, watching the sugar sparkle in the sun. It was soft, sweet, and gone in 3 bites. But the memory stuck around. Some folks toasted the bread, some used margarine, but the feeling? Always the same. It was comfort, it was pride, it was making magic out of nothing. And today, most folks wouldn't even think to make one. But ask your grandma, your uncle, or that neighbor who's been through it. They'll tell you, this sandwich was the truth. Number 2, cornmeal mush sandwich. You ever eat something so humble it made you feel grounded? That's what a cornmeal mush sandwich was. Straight up survival food with soul. Cornmeal mush was cooked thick, chilled overnight till it set like a brick, then sliced and fried golden in a skillet. And when times were lean, folks slapped it between 2 slices of bread, maybe added a smear of mustard or a slice of onion, and called it breakfast. Elders remember it sticking to their ribs before a long day of work. No meat, no cheese, just grit and grease. It was hot, crispy, and full of pride. Some folks sweetened it, some kept it savory, but either way, it was a sandwich that said, "We make do." Today, most folks don't even know what mush is, let alone how to turn it into a meal. But ask your granddaddy, your great-aunt, or that neighbor who still cooks from scratch. They'll tell you, this sandwich was the real deal. Number 3, mashed potato sandwich. Have you ever taken last night's leftovers and turned into a whole new vibe? That's what a mashed potato sandwich was, pure comfort, no frills. 2 slices of soft bread, a thick scoop of cold mashed potatoes, maybe a little salt, maybe a swipe of mayo or mustard if you had it. It was creamy, starchy, and surprisingly satisfying. Elders remember making these before heading out to work. No meat, no cheese, just a belly filler that stuck with you through the day. Some folks toasted the bread, some added pickles or onions, but the heart of it was always the same. Making something out of nothing. This sandwich didn't need to impress, it just needed to show up. And it did, every time. Today, folks toss out leftovers without thinking, but back then, a mashed potato sandwich was a badge of honor. Ask your grandma, your uncle, or that neighbor who still saves every scrap. They'll tell you, this sandwich was the real deal. Number 4, bacon and peanut butter sandwich. Now this one, it's wild, but it worked. Bacon and peanut butter on bread might sound like a dare today, but back then, it was a working man's fuel. Have you ever tasted that salty crunch of bacon mixed with the creamy, nutty punch of peanut butter? It was bold, messy, and unforgettable. Elders remember making this sandwich before heading to the mill or the fields. No eggs, no fancy fixins, just protein and flavor stacked between two slices. Some folks toasted the bread, some added jelly or hot sauce, but the base was always the same: crispy bacon, thick peanut butter, and a whole lot of hustle. It was the kind of sandwich that didn't care about rules. It cared about keeping you full and moving. Today, folks might raise an eyebrow, but ask your granddaddy or that neighbor who still fries bacon in a cast iron pan. They'll tell you, this sandwich was a powerhouse. Number 5, the tomato and sugar sandwich. Now tell me this, when's the last time you saw someone sprinkle sugar on a tomato and call it breakfast? Sounds strange today, but back then, that tomato and sugar sandwich was summertime gold. You grab a fresh tomato, slice it thick, lay it on soft white bread, and dust it with sugar like it was a peach. Some folks added a little salt, too. Sweet and salty, juicy and soft, all in one bite. Elders remember picking tomatoes right off the vine, warm from the sun, and making this sandwich barefoot on the porch. It was cheap, it was fast, and it tasted like freedom. No stove, no fuss. Just what the land gave you and what your hands could make. Today, folks chase gourmet, but back then, this was the flavor of childhood, of gardens and grandmas and long hot days. Ask your auntie, your cousin, or that neighbor who still grows tomatoes. They'll tell you, this sandwich was summertime magic. Number 6, tuna and apple sandwich. You ever mix two things that shouldn't go together, and somehow it just works? That's the tuna and apple sandwich. Sounds wild, right? But back in the day, this was a go-to for folks who wanted crunch, creaminess, and a little surprise. You'd take canned tuna, stir in mayo, maybe a dash of mustard, and then fold in chopped apples. Sweet, crisp, and fresh. Slap that mix between two slices of bread, and boom! You had a sandwich that hit all the notes. Elders remember making this for lunch boxes, work breaks, or quick breakfasts when time was tight and flavor mattered. It was cheap, it was clever, and it tasted like someone cared. Some folks added celery, some used Miracle Whip. But the apple? That was the twist that made it sing. Today, folks might side-eye it, but ask your auntie or that neighbor who still keeps tuna in the pantry. They'll tell you. This sandwich was a sleeper hit. Number 7, green tomato sandwich. You ever bite into something tangy, fresh, and straight from the garden? That's the green tomato sandwich, a Southern classic that's all but disappeared. Back in the day, when tomatoes weren't ripe yet but folks were hungry, they didn't wait. They sliced those firm, tart green tomatoes, dredged them in cornmeal, and fried them up crispy. Then came the sandwich. Hot tomato slices laid on soft white bread, maybe with a swipe of mayo or a dash of hot sauce. Elders remember picking tomatoes before sunrise, frying them in cast iron, and building sandwiches that tasted like summer and struggle all rolled into one. It was crunchy, juicy, and full of pride. No bacon, no lettuce, just the tomato taking center stage. Today, folks chase avocado toast, but ask your grandma or that neighbor who still grows their own. They'll tell you, this sandwich was a garden-grown masterpiece. Number 8, egg olive sandwich. You ever taste something that made you pause and say, wait, this actually slaps? That's the egg olive sandwich. Creamy, salty, and packed with personality. Folks would boil eggs, mash 'em up with mayo, and toss in chopped green olives for that briny kick. Spread it thick on white bread, and you had a sandwich that felt fancy without costing a dime. Elders remember making this for church picnics, lunch breaks, or quick breakfasts when time was short, but flavor still mattered. Some added a dash of paprika, some threw in a little mustard, but the olives? That was the twist that made it unforgettable. It was tangy, smooth, and bold. The kind of sandwich that didn't play by the rules. Today, folks might reach for avocado toast, but ask your grandma or that neighbor who still keeps a jar of olives in the fridge. They'll tell you this sandwich had attitude. Number 9, raw onion sandwich. You ever eat something so bold it made your eyes water and your soul smile? That's the raw onion sandwich. 2 slices of bread, a thick cut of white or yellow onion, maybe a swipe of mayo or mustard, and boom, you had a sandwich that didn't flinch. Elders remember eating this on break at the factory, sitting on the porch, or packing it for lunch when meat wasn't an option. It was sharp, crunchy, and honest. No frills, no fluff, just flavor that punched back. Some folks added salt, some toasted the bread, but the onion? That was the star. It cleared your sinuses and filled your belly. Today, folks might call it strange, but ask your granddaddy or that neighbor who still eats with pride, they'll tell you. This sandwich was a badge of toughness, a taste of real life, and a memory that lingers longer than the smell. Number 10, Spam and pineapple sandwich. You ever taste something that was sweet, salty, and straight up unexpected? That's the Spam and pineapple sandwich. A bold bite that came from making do and getting creative. Folks would fry up slices of Spam till the edges crisped, then layer it with canned pineapple rings right on soft white bread. Some toasted it, some added mustard or mayo, but the combo, it was a flavor bomb. Elders remember this sandwich showing up at cookouts, lunch breaks, or even breakfast when you needed something hearty and didn't mind a little zing. It was tropical meets trailer park, and it worked. The pineapple cut through the salt, the Spam brought the sizzle, and together they made a sandwich that stuck with you. Today, folks might laugh it off, but ask your uncle or that neighbor who still keeps Spam in the cupboard. They'll tell you. This sandwich was a whole mood. So now you've seen it. 10 sandwiches that fed the grind, sparked memories, and proved flavor don't need fancy. These weren't just meals. They were moments made by hands that worked hard, loved deep, and stretched every bite. From butter and sugar to Spam and pineapple, each sandwich told a story of survival, pride, and pure creativity. If one of these brought back a memory, maybe of your grandma's kitchen, your uncle's lunchbox, or your own childhood hustle, hit that like button. Share it with someone who knows what real food tastes like, and drop a comment with your own sandwich story. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got more forgotten flavors to bring back to life.